What up guys, Maxi here bringing you a brand new Ekko YouTube video. And today's video I'll be showing you guys two of the best Ekko room pages and the best build for mid-season 11 to get you guys ready to win some games and finish out the season strong. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, this is the first room page with Ekko that you want to abuse in the final half of Season 11. Still many months to go, but we're in the halfway point. So this is Domination Sorcery. This room page is obviously familiar, and it's actually a room page that we told you guys not to use in the past because it was too scaly and not enough power early game. But it's a lot better this season because of the item changes, and we'll talk about why in a second. But what you want to do is go Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter with Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm. And then everything in the yellow is what you could change based on the game or how you like it. So you can replace Teleport with Ignite, but I prefer Teleport. It helps you impact the map like crazy. But sometimes when you're rushing like a Cassiopeia or a Vlad, you need to go Ignite. And you could swap out one of the Adaptive Forces for CDR. If you want to get that extra 8 ability haste, not CDR, ability haste, then you could swap that out. And lastly, you go armor or MR based on the matchup. So those are the 3 things you could change with this room page, up to you. But for the most part, why does this room page work now? The main reason is because of the item rework that happened this season, which gives you a lot more AP in the early game, allowing you to one-shot the wave at level 7 without dematerializers. So basically, Purbelt's build path has changed. Now it's the same thing with like the Hextech alternators, the same thing as basically Revolver. But now instead of having to build a Kindle Gem, you can build a Blasting one. So that's 40 more AP you could buy before you finish your Protobelt. And on top of that, Darksteel went from 10 AP to 15 AP. And instead of getting 3 AP per stack on Darksteel, you get 5 AP per stack. So there's a lot more early game AP for Ekko in the game based on build path and basically item changes. So that being said, at level 7, in majority of your games, you'll be able to one-shot the wave at level 7. And if you're playing a little bit on the slow side, definitely at level 8. Because all you need is 120 AP. If you have 120 AP with Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm room page, you'll be able to one-shot the wave at level 7 or level 8, depending on when you get it. Why is this really good? It's because you have scaling runes, but you could still one-shot the wave and get priority without having to go Inspiration and go Dematerializers. So that's really good. And on top of that, at 20 minutes, you get an extra 48 AP from Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, topped off with Protobelt buffs with the Magic Pen, Sork Boots, and then like Nashers or Lichbane that also give you Magic Pen because of Protobelt, the Mythic passive. You have a stupid amount of burst damage at your 20-minute power spike. So that's why Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm is pretty good this season. But now, if you're not a fan, let's go on to the second room page that I think you should try. So this second room page is used by a lot of high elo Ekko mains in EU West. They prefer Inspiration over Sorcery. It's just personal preference. Whichever one you like, you could try out both of them, see which one fits your playstyle better. So you go the same Domination tree, Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter. And then with the Inspiration tree, you're going to go Magical Footwear and Minion Dematerializers. And then obviously you could swap out TP for Ignite. You could swap out the Ability Haste for AP or AP for Ability Haste, what you want, depending on what you want. And you swap out Armor for MR depending on your matchup. So if you can get one-shotting ability at level 7 with Sorcery, why would you go Inspiration? Well, in the Inspiration tree, you get Magical Footwear, and Magical Footwear costs removes 300 gold from your build, which means that you get your power spike of your Protobelt 300 gold faster, and you get 10 more movement speed because of, magical boots, which is really good value. But on top of that, Dematerializers guarantee that you will one-shot the wave at level 7 every game. If you're going Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, there will be some games where you're behind and you won't be able to one-shot the wave because you won't have 120 AP, or you'll be facing a very hard matchup, or maybe if you're just doing like average that game and you're not able to one-shot the wave at level 7, that will never happen with Inspiration Tree because of the amount of AP in the game. As long as you have over 88 AP, which is literally going to happen every game, probably even before level 7, but you have to be level 7 because your Q has to be high enough level. But regardless, you'll have more AP than you need by the time you're that level. So Inspiration Tree just guarantees in any matchup, hard or easy or medium, you'll always be able to one-shot the wave. So it's a very safe, reliable rune page. Whereas Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, there will be a few games where like you won't be able to one-shot the wave because you're in a counter matchup or you played bad that game or you got unlucky. But yeah, so those are the two main rune pages with Ekko right now that you guys should try out and see if you like them. And that being said, let's get into the best Ekko builds. Alright guys, let's get into the best build for the last half of Season 11 for Ekko. This will most likely stay the same unless there's a big item nerf or buff that happens. But I suspect this will stay the same, hopefully. If not, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, if you're going Domination Sorcery, you have two choices. If you're going Inspiration, you usually have one choice. So the greedy choice, if you're going Domination Sorcery, is Dark Seal Refillable Start. So basically, if you go Dark Seal Refillable, you don't have a lot of sustain, you don't have a lot of mana, you don't have a lot of healing, so you gotta play a lot safer. You also have less HP because you don't have Doran's Ring yet when you start off the game. So you have to be very careful when you do this. It's a that's why I call it a greedy start. You never want to do this. You never want to do this into like a Lucian lane or LeBlanc lane. Never do this into a really heavy poke matchup or a scary lane because it's really easy to kill you and it's really easy to get you out of lane because you'll run out of mana and HP pretty fast. But if you're versing a pretty easy lane, then you can go Dark Shield Refillable and save a lot of money because you don't have to buy Corrupting Potion. Because Corrupting Potion only gives you healing, right? Instead, when you go Dark Shield Refillable, you buy a Doran's Ring on your next back for extra sustain and a lot more AP and a lot more HP. So you're pretty tanky and strong in the early game. So basically, you have a lot more firepower than if you just went Corrupting Potion. Because Corrupting Potion doesn't really give you any damage, right? A little bit of damage, like tiny, but these two combined are very strong early game because both these items were buffed this season. 15 and 70 HP, 15 AP and 70 HP, and this is 15 AP and 40 HP. So you have a really strong early game. And then after that, you'll buy boots if you have enough gold and then go into your main build path. So that's the greedy start with Ekko. The normal start with sorcery or inspiration, you want to go Corrupting Potion, Dark Seal, and then boots if you have enough money into your main build path. You don't build Doran's Ring when you go Corrupting Potion because that's just way too much gold to spend on starting items. So you either go this path if you want to be greedy, or you go this path if you want to play Ekko normally and, just play Ekko normally. But anyway, so after you do one of these, you go into your main items, right? So Proto Belt is the only mythic you ever want to build on Ekko. Night Harvester is actually one of the worst mythics in the entire game. So is Riftmaker, even though Riftmaker is getting buffed next patch, but I'm pretty sure it's still not going to be good on Ekko. Maybe Ekko top? I don't know. We'll see what the buffs are, but even Everfrost. Everfrost was good a couple of patches ago, and it was super OP. But after the nerf to Everfrost and the Proto Belt change, which was a really good change with the 6 Magic Pen, Proto Belt is literally the only and best mythic for Ekko. You get so much Magic Pen when you finish this. So basically, you want to build Blasting Wand, and then the Hextech Alternators, and then you want to finish Proto Belt, and then you build your Stork Boots. So when you finish Proto Belt and Stork Boots, you literally have 30 Magic Pen. You get 18 Magic Pen here, 6 Magic Pen here, and then plus 6 for Start an Impact Rune. You get 30 Magic Pen at like basically one main item. That's crazy damage, right? And then if your Dark Steel is stacked, you want to go Medjai's. Make sure you don't die though. But like Medjai's also gives you 5 extra Magic Pens. So now you have 35 for a very cheap legendary item. And then after Medjai's or before Medjai's, you want to build Nashor's Tooth or Lichbane. If you're going, people always ask, Nashor's or Lichbane, Nashor's or Lichbane. It's personal preference. They basically do the same thing. I could make the argument that Nashor's Tooth is a little bit better because it helps you kill every type of champion, whereas Lichbane usually helps you kill only squishies. Because like if you're ever fighting an Aatrox, you want to auto attack him to death. You're gonna go ba 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 ba. With Lichbane, you can't really auto attack him to death. So think about it that way. But Nashor's Tooth, Lichbane, they're both good. It's which one you like better. But yeah, you build Nashor's, and then after Nashor's, you want to go Death Cap. You'll go Void Staff if they have a lot of MR. Like even you could even go Void Staff after Medjai's if they're rushing MR. But if it's like a normal game, you just build the voice staff if they ever have like over 50 or 60 MR. If they don't have 50 or 60 MR, you could build voice staff last, go into death cap after Nashers. So the good thing about these buffs, basically you have 30 magic pen here, 35, 40, 45, 50, plus the 40% that you get from void staff. So if the enemy has 100 MR, which is a lot actually, that's like a full MR item. If they have 100 MR times 100 by 0.4, you get 40. So subtract 40 from 100. They have 60 MR. Then subtract the 50 that you get from your items. The enemy team has literally 10 magic resist. When you're full build, you'll be one-shotting everybody. So it's crazy how much magic pen you get with this build. It's crazy, crazy. So this is the main Ekko build that you're going to do. But we will talk about situational items. So like I said, Lichbane. You could replace Lichbane with Nashers or Nashers with Lichbane, whichever one you like more. It's personal preference. If you like bursty and movement speed, go with Lichbane. If you like less movement speed but more, you know, like auto attacking, go Nashor's Tooth. And Nashor's Tooth is pretty strong with Apples of Focus Gathering Storm because you get an extra 30 AP because Lichbane's only 70 AP. Although I will say you shouldn't go Lichbane with Inspiration, because then you're losing the 40 AP from Apples of Focus Gathering Storm at 20 minutes, and then you're losing 30 AP from Nashor's Tooth because it's 100. So if you're going Inspiration, I think you have to go Nashers. But if you're going Sorcery, you could go Lichbane or Nashers. And then you could go Death Cap, and then you have the option of Void Staff. You could replace Void Staff with Lichbane or Void Staff with Nashers. Last item, if the enemy team has no MR items, because you'll have 50 flat magic pen. If that's enough for you, then you could just replace Void Staff with like a Lichbane or whatever. Morelnamicon. I hate building Morelnamicon. It's a very bad item. I wish it did anti-shielding as well, but it doesn't. I would only build this item if you don't have a choice. Like your team is literally not building anti-healing and you literally don't have a choice, then I'll build it. Usually, if I'm building Morelnamicon, I just buy an Oblivion Orb and sit on it for a long time. But yeah, you only build it versus healers. Zanyas, I rarely build Zanyas anymore, but if you're versing like a Pike or somebody who is so reliant on a certain ability, and if you click Zanyas and you just dodge it, or you're versing a full AD team, then Zanyas is pretty good. Seekers sucks now because they hard nerfed it, but Zanyas as an item, it's still pretty good. Cosmic Drive, I would only build this item as a last item if you really like it, or maybe to replace Boots, because if you have a Lichbane somewhere here, like if you have a Lichbane here and then you have a Cosmic Drive, you're going to go super fast, but maybe I sell my Boots and build a Cosmic Drive. This is probably the least item I build now. It was really fun to go CDR Ekko, well, Ability Haste Ekko, the Ekko build, but with the Proto Belt changes, then all the items, if you just go raw damage, just one-shot people. But if you really like Cosmic Drive, I would only use it like as a last item. It doesn't do enough AP and burst damage for early mid-game. And lastly, Merc Treads. I never want to replace my Sork Boots because they give me so much magic pen. You just want to one-shot everybody. But if the enemy team has a lot of CC, like Morgana, which is really popular right now, I would just go Merc Treads just to be safe, because if Ekko gets CC'd, Ekko's pretty useless. So this is the main build with Ekko and all the path that you would take. Yeah, those are the best runes and best builds with Ekko for this patch. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.